Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Muti. You watching XOXO Muti.
I don't see no sword dedicated to no man out there. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Muti. You're watching XOXO Muti. I thought you knew it.
Oh, I did. I was just
No, I thought I was like, she gonna catch on to the kiss.
no. I did catch on.
Shaking my head. Do you really watch me?
Girl, I watched you the way I was watching your video yesterday. That a direct copied me.
Tell him I'm famous. Tell him I'm famous. Okay, bet he knows. That's all that matters. Pop quiz. Where's my intro from?
Latoya.
No.
Hold on.
I made my own thing. I found something unique.
Oh, that was a trick question. That's not fair.
It's not a trick question. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. And you're watching Disney Channel. And you're watching XOXO. Like, oh my god. I was like, I need something different. I need something unique. And I saw Disney Channel. You know how to do a little thingy. I said, bet I'm gonna do a little kissy instead. Ow. All right, guys, let's get into this freaking. Oh, this is not my vlog. Let's get into the talk show. Alrighty, guys. We are on episode 2 already. If you haven't watched episode 1, please go back and watch it and then come back. Like, we're not going anywhere and we're gonna keep the videos coming. Just catch up. But today, I do want to introduce my lovely guest. I have
Mistura Adiemi. I'm her sister.
I was about to say pop quiz. This is my older sister. Do we look alike?
If you say no, you're lying.
Mama. We got my mama whole face, bruh. Anyway, so today we are here because we're going to talk about a topic. What we're going to talk about, let me just tell y'all, we're going to talk about sisterhood. So before I get into the topic of sisterhood, when I called Mr. up and I said, hey, I have a topic I want you to do on my talk show. And I told her I wanted you to do woman empowerment. She was like, I don't like that word. I want to do sisterhood. And I'm like, okay. So can you tell us why you don't like woman empowerment? What that word? What's wrong with that word?
I just feel like woman empowerment is just like, you know, like when those brunches, a lot of people go on brunch and they decorate the place all pink. And then they're like, oh, we're here for women empowerment. But I mean, it's cute. It's cute, not gonna lie, but it's not real. Sisterhood, that's real. That's what, like when I talk about women and I talk about my love for women, I'm referring to sisterhood. So that's what's the difference. That's why I say I don't like that word, because it's like a show word, like for show. It's not real.
Okay, makes sense. You mean when you say like when women come together and they do the whole like decorating, like the whole luncheon? Are you talking about that lady that has that whole class? I don't do what you do. You don't do what they do. I do what I do. What's her name?
Stormy. What's her name?
So would you say that Stormy is more of a woman empowerment lady or a sister? She's trying to create sisterhood.
Okay. Let me correct myself. Okay. Just because something is a woman empowerment does not necessarily mean it's negative.
Okay.
It's more businessy.
I didn't say she was negative.
I mean, I guess because me saying I don't like that word, someone's gonna be like, "Oh, dang, she negative," you know. So, but no, I mean, I'm not necessarily saying she's negative either. But I'm just saying, like, women empowerment is more like a business type thing. You know, like we doing a conference. You paid for that conference. You know, you paid for it if you want VIP. You know, it's like we have business women that's coming to speak to us, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm good for it. Like sometimes you need that. You know, but sisterhood is what you do day by day. It's like the women you talk to day by day. Like when you need someone advice from a sister, who you're going to, the community of women that you're going to go talk to, you know, it's the people you go on vacation with. It's the people who, if you got kids who are watching your kids when you're tired, you know, who go pick your kids up from school. It's the community. It's the, you know, it's more. Women empowerment is just like it's more business and it's not realistic.
There's no bond in women empowerment.
Yeah.
There's bond in sisterhood.
Yes.
Okay, I get it. I totally understand it. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the juicy stuff. Let me tell you the real reason why I brought you here on this show. Okay? Let me tell you. So the real reason why I brought Mistura on this show is because one time I was talking to her. You know, I'd be calling my sister, whatever. We just be talking about anything, to be honest. And she was going off this time. And she was like, you weak in the knees. You weak in the knees. Why are women weak in the knees? Stand up. Stand up. You don't need to depend on no man. Like, she was just rapping and rapping. And I said, oh, cha. You know, tell me a little bit more about that. What kind of make you feel like women sometimes act like they're weak in the knees?
It's the society we live in. Like, men are, God put men to be, like, if you're Muslim, and I mean, if you're religious, I guess, but even if you're a Muslim, it's in the Quran. Allah put men to protect us, but at the same time, that part, but at the same time, like, also, I just feel like we just live in a patriarchy. Let me put it plain and simple. We live in a patriarchy world where men are supposed to, it's like the men's world, and women, we just live in it. Yeah. And I'm not okay with that. And I feel like no woman should be okay with that. You should feel like, I'm gonna stand in my stuff. Like, I'm standing in me, period. I don't care. Like, I respect men. I love men. I love men. But at the same time, that doesn't mean I'm going to be weak in the knees and falling and, like, obeying a man. Nah, the only person I obey is God.
He say jump, you say ha ha.
Exactly. No.
And you know what? I really resonate with what you're saying because, I'm married. And, in Islam, of course, men are providers and things like that. They're supposed to provide for you and they take care of everything. And all men are supposed to take care of you and provide for you. Personally, I still feel like I want to be able to have enough for me to stand up at any given time, if anything, God forbid, was to happen in my marriage. I don't want to be like, go through a divorce, and then he basically takes all his stuff, and I end up with no job, I end up with nothing, and things like that. So I really, and this is even before I got married, I was the type of person that I build for myself. I want to make sure that I am good no matter what happens. I know I got me, because at the end of the day, you can only have you. So I definitely resonate with what you're saying. No matter what, even in family or whatever, I still always feel like it's really important to have your own stuff to be able to stand up at any given time.
Yes, and like it goes, when you think about it like this, like the only thing you're really sure about in this world is yourself. Mm-hmm. For all I know, in my head, I could think between us sitting right next to me, but really it's a dream. Mm-hmm. For all I know, my whole life, I probably am living in another world. I probably am in a coma and don't even know it. So the only thing I have to this world that I know for a fact that I have in this world is myself. Yeah. So therefore, like, why should, like, let me, and it's like, it's a self-respect thing. You, like, respect yourself, And so, and I do see, like, I do feel like a lot of women, and not all women, obviously, but, like, there's a lot of women, and that's one of my missions, too. That's why I'm so big on sisterhood and, like, giving back to women. Like, even anytime, I try my best to do good for other women, because I want us to see, and like women, we hold so much power, but a lot of women don't see that they hold a lot of power. Like, right. We are able to have generations after us because of us. Mm-hmm. We are the ones giving birth. So it should show you we hold power. Regardless if a man, and that's the thing. It just like, it's not even about nobody else. Don't nobody gotta agree with what I'm saying. Don't nobody gotta, anything. It's like, if I believe it, it doesn't matter what you say. Mm-hmm. You could be like, you're wrong. Okay.
If we wanna look at it from Islamic perspective, mm-hmm. Jannah literally lies under our feet. A whole Jannah. Like, do you know what Jannah is? Like, close your eyes for a second. Jannah lies under a woman, well, is actually mother. Yeah. But mothers are women, so woman's feet. And even if you have daughters, aren't they the gate to heaven for a man? If a man has a daughter, that's his gate to heaven. There's a whole surah named for us. There's a whole surah dedicated to us. I don't see no surah dedicated to no man out there. All right, so I know early on when we started this talk show, this episode, you mentioned how important sisterhood is important to you. And I personally know there's a couple of sisterhood programs that you're in and things like that. So can you kind of tell everyone else, if they wanted to be a part of a sisterhood, how can they start? What type of programs are you in? How did you find those type of programs and things like that?
That's a good question. I think, first of all, you have to find a sisterhood that's like-minded, like something that you believe in, because there's different types of sisterhood community. I mean, I grew up watching Bad Girls Club. That was a sisterhood, so do you want to be in a sisterhood like that? You know,
you want to throw some hands? You gotta know how to throw some hands, though.
Yeah, like people that want to, like, you know, turn up, have fun. What kind of sisterhood are you looking for? And honestly, you could have different types of sisterhood. You could be like, you know, you don't have to. I don't believe in. I mean, not necessarily I don't believe in, but I have different groups of people, and I really do believe like my friends are my sisterhood as well. You know, and I have different groups of friends, or like not even. It don't even have to be a group. It can be just me and one person. We have a different relationship versus me and somebody else. You know, so that's even sisterhood right there. You know, even us being real sisters is a sisterhood because we depend on each other for certain things, you know? So, but how do you find a sisterhood? I think, like I said, number one, find some, like, what kind of type of community are you looking for? And I think, dang, I had to think about that one.
I mean, how did you find your sisterhood? I know personally I'm your sister, so I kind of know a little bit about your life. From what I know, you growing up, you did not like people. You were kind of like, I'm gonna show face and I'm gonna go to my home, I'm gonna go to my bed, I'm gonna go watch my YouTube videos. But now I see that you're more involved in the community. You have your own group of friends now. You have your own type of, like, you're able to connect more with people. You found people that were like-minded like you. So what kind of change within, like, you know, that's a huge switch from what I would describe you as an introvert. That's into, like, and now you're more active in the community. That's a huge switch. So maybe you can see how you're able to switch from that. You can try to navigate it back to how you were able to find a sisterhood.
Okay, I could do that. So when I didn't like people, it wasn't really that I didn't like people. I really didn't. I was depressed. I was real sad. I just wanted to be by myself. So you're saying I didn't like people. I just wanted to show face and go home. That's because I didn't want to be around people because I just
apologies for that.
No.
Okay. Because that's, you know, it's really important. That's why it's not good to jump into conclusions. Because those things are real. So a person that you may describe as, oh, this person got an attitude, might just be going through stuff. So that's why I just wanted to apologize for that, because I know that is very, very touchy. Yeah, I mean, I'm good now. It ain't touchy no more because I understand myself better. But yeah, so from that point, like, me not okay. At that time, I did want to be around people. I did want to have relationships with people, but I was too much in my head, too much in my sorrow, too much, you know, just being so down about the world, thinking just negative stuff, that I didn't have the ability to be able to do that. So what helped me switch from there was I got to know myself. I've been in therapy. I'm someone that just feel like I can grow. I can always continue to find ways to grow. So like I went to therapy. One of the sisterhoods that I joined is actually called Foundational Womanhood, which was with Village Auntie, if you know her. And with Foundational Womanhood, that class is really about really digging deep into who you are. Like, that was my first time being okay with being alone and being silent. Like, before, when I was depressed, I was always alone, but it was because when I was alone, I was crying. It was never because I was alone and I was really I was okay with it. I was genuinely like, I got me, like, Allah got me. Allah sees me right now. You know, it was, so, like, I think for you, I mean, for me personally, just, you know, figuring out myself and then seeing that I really do want sisterhood. Like, when I was able to go through go through what I had to go through the reason why I was sad and like heal that part of me, I saw that I really do want sisterhood. And I want sisterhood because I want to lean on other sisters, but also because I want to help the next generation of girls coming up, girls that are like me, that's going to be, you know, because, like, for me, I always struggle with being dark skinned. That was part of one of my main reasons I was depressed, my skin color, you know. I want to be able to talk to kids that, you know, girls that look like me, you know, that feel like, oh, my skin color is not beautiful. I've been made fun of. I don't like my skin. I want to, you know, that's why I do this, you know. I want to create, and on top of that, after going through what I've been, like, just going through life, I'm like, oh, I'm building my table. I used to feel like I don't have a place to sit because I'm dark skinned. Wow. I'm a woman. I'm not someone who speaks up. I don't like wahala. I don't like drama. That's why I'm like, if somebody wants to fight, you find yourself, because I'm gonna just be like, I don't like drama. And I used to feel like, oh, for someone like me that doesn't like to fight, I can't really do nothing, because what if somebody gets in my face? What am I gonna do about it? But no, there's room for somebody like me that don't like to fight, that
is dark skinned, that's a black Muslim woman, you know, there's room for me.
There's
So
room for you.
that's why, because now that I see that there's room for me, I want to be in my sisterhood. Before I didn't see that I didn't feel like I had space. I didn't feel like it was okay to be me. But now that I see it's okay to be me, give me my space, you know, give me my room. So
awesome. That was beautiful. And I actually have a follow-up question to ask you. So I know you mentioned there's room for you and you're creating a space at the table. Do you feel like the reason why you felt like there was no room for you is because society made being different like a negative thing? Do you feel like it has changed now? Being different is more a positive thing? Do you think that has something to do with it?
Wait, do I feel like?
Do you feel like society making being different have a negative connotation to it? Was that something that have affected you before, which is why you felt like, okay, you're different, you don't really know where to fit in?
Yeah, because that's why I was bullied when I was young. I was bullied because I was the darkest in my class at one point. Wow. Like they literally was like, "Who's the darkest?" Mistura, you know. So I was like, "Dang!" Like I didn't even know. Shoot, you know. I was bullied because of they said I had big nose. So it's just like I didn't look like everybody else. My eyebrows are thicker, my nose are bigger, my lips are bigger. I'm the darkest, you know. I'm different. So people find that they when you're different, they'll find some, like, you know, when you're just different. I just think naturally when something is different, what's the word? You see it more. It's like it points out better, you know?
Yes.
So,
yes. And you make a great point, because what I remember in middle school where I was hanging out with a couple of girls and we're really close. And I was having this conversation with my little sister the other day, just letting her know, like, when you do things to people, especially when you're young, you really remember it. This what happened. We were taking pictures. We wanted to take a group picture, and then they picked me to take the picture. And I felt like, because I have a hijab on, because I'm different, like, we trying to take a group picture, why would you pick me to take the picture? Why can I not be in the picture? Until this day, when I see the girl on Instagram, and this is years ago, elementary, I'm talking first grade, I remember that. It pops up in my head how they made me feel and how I felt like I didn't have a place. Was it because I wasn't playing cheerleader? Is it because I wasn't a cheerleader like y'all? But we were friends. I felt like that. I held on to that, and I still think about it. I mean, I'm not mad about it, but I think about it, which is why I feel like it does have something to do with the reason why I try to make a statement everywhere I go. And my mom always said, my mom be like, if Mama Inna's here, you will know she's here. Because I'm gonna be loud. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna touch something. You gonna know I'm here. So
we're trying to do. Seriously, she gonna move. My friend has come over to my place, and she be like touching my stuff. She like, "Oh, what's this for? Oh, what's in your fridge?" I'm like, "Girl, like you gotta remind me that you came over today. You had to." Like what?
Look, I'm making statements. Them girls really made me feel like I was not existent because of whatever reason. Like, bump that. And now y'all want to DM me on Instagram talking about stuff. Hi, Lucy, you want a shirt for me? How about... No. Anyways.
But hey, I mean, the one thing I also think is, just because someone, like, okay, I try my best. I mean, we all were work in progress. So I'm going to say, I don't take things personally. That's something I'm working on, and I'm going to continue to work on. Don't take things personally, because the way I'm, like, just like how we just said, people pick on you when you're different. Yeah. See it like that. Be like, okay, that's fine. Like, the fact that they wanted you to take that picture because you're wearing a scarf or because you're not in cheerleading, that's okay. It has nothing to do with personally mutmaina. What it had to do with was the fact that you had a scarf and you were in cheerleading. So you could say, I mean, we ain't cool like that because I'm still have my scarf and I'm still not in cheerleading. But you don't have to be like, man, so you want me to book you a ticket or a trip, but y'all don't, you don't gotta, you can just leave it at how it is. So that way, I feel like when you are able to, like, not take things personally, you show up genuinely in the world. You can always be yourself. You can be next to someone that don't like you. That person, that's why I say I'm not a fighter, but I'm gonna still be me. Someone can be here and be like, man, I'm a puncher, and I'll just be like,
you're doing you. You're not doing me. You're doing yourself.
Exactly, because I'm so okay with myself. So. Yeah.
Amazing. That's really amazing.
So I would also like to say, I feel like, we started talking off about sisterhood, but then I got into kind of talking about my own personal journey to sisterhood. And so I think one thing that I probably missed out was for you to be in a sisterhood, you gotta be okay with yourself. You gotta know yourself. You gotta be, kind to yourself. Like, however you show up with yourself is how you gonna show up with sisterhood. Because there's women that I hear that be like, oh, I can't, I don't like women. Women are messy. Well, maybe you messy. You talking trash about other people. So that's the type of women you know. So for you to be like in a sisterhood and really enjoy your sisterhood, you got to give what you want. If that's what you want, you got to give that.
That's true. I agree, and I think I can resonate with that, because I remember when you tried last year when you were encouraging me to join the Sisterhood Foundation. I told her I was not ready for that. I felt like, and I know it's a journey. I know it's something you have to be ready and open to. I feel like you have to really dive into trying to learn about yourself. Like there's been multiple challenges on Instagram that I see that I'd be interested in. Like one of them be like, oh, for Monday, post accomplishment that you're proud of. For Tuesday, post 3 things that makes you happy. I feel like I didn't know myself. That's why I would never participate in those challenges. I want to, but I'm just like, I can't answer these questions. And personally, I just felt like I wasn't even ready to think deep in me to know who I am. But I definitely think within the past 2 years, yeah, it took that long, guys. Within the past 2 years, there's been a lot of change, and now I'm a little more comfortable with myself. I can openly talk about myself more and things like that.
Yeah. So. And I really think, it's okay that it took that long, because it's a progress.
Yeah.
Shoot, every day there's something new to learn about yourself. So
that's true. All right, so before we go ahead and end this episode, I do want to say, and I tell you all the time, I'm really, really inspired with the woman you're becoming. And I can say this comfortably because I'm her sister and I've seen a lot. And I be telling my therapist, I be using you as an example. Sometimes she'll be like, okay, what are your goals? I say, I want to be like my sister. I want to not take things personal. I want to do things genuinely and not care about the response of that person, right? And I just want to be peaceful with the inner me and not let small itty bitty things bother me, and I'll not take things overboard, just things like that, because I feel like they add to the peace of yourself. And that is what I want. And I know my mind be a roller coaster and finding things out of nothing, taking things personal. And that is really, really my goal. So I'm really inspired. And I'm also very, very inspired with just some of your words that you say sometimes. I just feel like you're so confident in your speech. And that's another level that I want to get into. And you found things that work for you. You found things that helps you in terms of like your mental state of mind, your physical state of mind, all those things. So definitely, I'm proud of you. Like you came a long way, mashallah. Yes. Before we go ahead and end this episode, I'd like to ask you, give us an advice what is an advice you would tell someone looking for a sisterhood or even struggling to find their inner self and things like that?
I think I have 2 advice, because you're hearing you say you're working on not taking things personal. Mm-hmm. My first advice would be, I'm gonna give y'all a book to read, and if you don't want to like to read, that's okay. It's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. It's called The 4 Agreements. The
number 4?
The 4 Agreements. It tells you the 4 things that you should agree with yourself that this is what you're gonna be doing from now on. And I'm gonna just tell y'all all the 4 agreements. It's gonna go into detail. The first agreement is don't take things personal.
Wow, that's the first one.
The first one.
Okay.
The second one, I don't know the order, but the first one, don't take things personal. I think the second one is don't assume. The third one is, dang, I can't remember. But the last one is do your best. Always do your best. I can't remember the third one. Okay. But like literally when you for example, if you're not assuming something, you will ask questions, right? If I'm like, oh, I think I'm trying to kind of attitude with me. Let me ask her. Is there a problem,
Yeah.
So that's my first thing. Read that book. It really that book really just opened my mind and let me see that I should not I should look at the world as a mirror and not a window. When you're looking at a window, you're looking at everybody else.
That's deep.
But when you're looking at the world like a mirror, you're looking at yourself.
Wow.
So look at the world like a mirror, not a window. So, and then my second advice would be, I think just trust, just always talk to God and trust yourself. Come to God as you are. Like God said, come to me as you are. Like when somebody told me God said, "Come to me, come to you, come to Him as you are." I was like, He want me, like I was raggedy, like I was like, He wants my raggedy self to come like this. You and I said, God, you okay with me coming to you like this? Bet. So literally, don't matter where you at in this life, whatever the situation is, whatever anything is, come to God as you are. Period.
Period. Y'all, I told y'all, Mistura really be dropping gems. Like, like, I hope y'all took y'all notebooks down. If not, go ahead and go back a little bit and write these down. Again, what is the name of the book one more time?
The 4 agreements.
The 4 agreements, guys. Alrighty, friends. As you all know, every good thing must come to an end. So this is the end of our episode 2 talk show, talking all about sisterhood, all about a little bit about finding yourself. I mean, it just kind of goes along with it. And of course, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers.
Get my sister to 1,000 subscribers.
Let's do it. I know y'all can do it. Go ahead and share this video, all of that good stuff. Comment down below if you have any other questions for Mistura. She's very, very knowledgeable person. She's a very, very knowledgeable person, especially in that area. So if you have any questions, if you're having any difficulties finding yourself, you want more recommendations on other books you can read, this is your girl. All right, without further ado, if you like this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and sign up, and let me see you next freaking video.
Period.
Oh. Period. Oh, so you know it. No, I was like, this is a talk show. Let me not be ratchet. Oh, she knows it. She knows it. Okay, one more time. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and sign up, and let me see you next freaking video. Period.